Hello, and welcome to our final match of week 3. We have on the player side with the Gogoat Power Rangers, and on the opponent side we have the MEN-etrics. Gogoat Power Rangers, they fell to 0-2 after admitting to me that he was not proud of his play against the Boo Boo Klefkis. He left a Zygarde with multiple Dragon Dances up at 1%, let it live for like several turns longer than like it possibly should have, and that cost him a lot. And the MEN-etrics, they won a roller coaster against the Intimidation Tactics. They missed an overheat on him that was weak to it, but then they burned with a flamethrower, and that caused him to live a move by 1% at the end. It was about as close as a game you could really get. So they're 2-0. And when I'm looking at these mons, this MEN-etric, I think it's going to be quite the problem, actually. Most of these mons don't even like get like ground coverage. Like, I think Hydrate can make it Earth Power, but like this MEN-etric can kind of just like electric type move, like kind of like free will. And with the electric terrain up, that could be used like he could use the electric terrain from the Google Power Rangers against him. Like you're faster than Star After, which is pretty nice. So you don't get like choice banded stuff, and you can like switch in on a Brave Bird, which is nice. And when I'm looking for the Gogoat Power Rangers, I think this Hydreigon is I'm not gonna say it's like the best mon ever, but I do think it's really nice to just actually have a mon that can really threaten Cresselia, because it's a mon with actually like good special attack, and it actually has Dark Stab, like good Dark Stab, and that can like. And it's Dark Pulse, so like since you're faster, you can like maybe flinch a scam turn to Cresselia with like a flinch or something. So I think like just having a way to actually pressure Cresselia relatively consistently is very nice. But this Mega Blaziken, also on the Gogoat Power Rangers side, is like really dicey for me. Like this Mega, I feel like is just not in a good spot for this battle. Your stab types only threaten one mon out of the entire field, and that's Scrafty, and there's 2 Intimidate mons. It could be special Scrafty. I actually would almost expect that. I see a lot of special attackers when it could be physical or special Gogoat Power Rangers from when I've seen them play, especially with the 2 Intimidate users. But yeah, and your fire moves get even weaker in the rain, and yeah, I think this is a really bad spot for the Mega. So if I was doing leads here, I've seen the Cresselia lead two times in a row. So I would like to try to lead this Hydreigon. I want to pressure this Cresselia quickly. And now the question is, like, what do you want to pair with that? And like, what do you think he's gonna pair with the Cresselia? Because this is the first time he's actually not brought in the same 6. He's not bringing Celesteela and favor the Seismitoad. And what do you do for that? It's the best way to deal with that. I guess you probably just bring the mon that can help with the mons that are bad against Hydreigon. So like maybe Staraptor or Tapu Koko to threaten the Scrafty. I kind of like that. And I don't know. I want to kind of want to keep this Crest in the back, if I'm being honest. Like I really don't see I kind of just want to lead the 2 Rain mons and just make him deal with it. I think that's kind of difficult to deal with, to be honest, because like Swift Swim or Power or something like that, and then Politoed can maybe just switch out or something. But like I always have Seismitoad in there. But let's see how this match goes. Let's see how the twins throw hands with each other. All right. We have all the positivity in the nicknames, where we're insulting the person you've known since before you're born, which is just really great to see. I love this wholesomeness. But yeah, okay. So we do have the we do have a Cresselia lead with compared with the Scrafty, which is like kind of just like the lead that I was trying to exactly that I was actually trying to cover for, which is funny. Versus the with the Mr. Mime and the Star Actor. So Mr. Mime, both Mr. Mime and Scrafty have Fake Out. The Mr. Mime has faster Fake Out. So like what you could do is Fake Out. You also threatened a Dazzling Gleam or a Moonblast. That's quite super effective. And that's also a thing. You also threaten Brave Bird. So like you can do something like Fake Out U-turn or Dazzling Gleam U-turn or something, or Moonblast Brave Bird, the Scrafty spot, and just like to try to punish the switch. There's a lot of things that you could do that can really threaten this Scrafty. The question is, like, what do you think is going to actually happen here? The last few times the Scrafty has been assault fast, that is something that you may want to take into consideration. So you can. So if you think he's gonna, if you think it's gonna be the same set again, you could really just do a double. You could really just like Fake Out Brave Bird if you want, or like that, just double attack the Scrafty spot with not really much repercussions. And you can even change it. Like you can like Moonblast Double Edge if you really wanted to try to just cover both sides. It also depends on what ability, if the Star Actor is like Choice Band or the item, or what ability. I mean, you know it's intimidating. But I kind of don't want to get Ice Beam on the Cresselia because I kind of want to U-turn the Cresselia and just like probably just try to Moonblast the Scrafty, to be honest. I want to just get this thing out if possible. I think if the Scrafty's gonna do anything, it's either gonna Fake Out or Fake Out the Star Actor or switch is my guess. I'm guessing like a Fake Out Ice Beam is gonna happen, or a switch Ice Beam. And this Crest, you could even set up Trick Room if you want to be with this Crest. I wouldn't mind that either. Maybe switching to like Politoed or something and do that. I don't mind that. Okay, we're faking out the Cresselia. Okay, wow, that's one Fake Out did a lot more than the other. All right, so that was So we just stalled out the Fake Out turns, and who is that a win for? I mean, the Star Actor definitely took a lot more damage. 21% chip after the crit is like actually a considerable, like that's a good amount of chip. Like if it didn't crit, it would have done like 10%. Like I think probably maybe less. But yeah. But that does mean that you don't have to play the mind games if you are the Gogoat Flower Rangers, where you can just double the Scrafty spot if you want. You could like Moonblast U-turn. That's one thing you could do. I think that's like a pretty safe thing. You can Moonblast Double Edge if you want. Let's just look. What do you think this Scrafty is gonna switch into? Or maybe it has Protect for once, but I kind of think that it's gonna be. I think the MEN-etrics gonna switch in now, just so you can intimidate the Star Actor even more. I think that's like something like that. So I kind of want to like U-turn Moonblast the Scrafty spot, and then you can start positioning, and maybe you could get the Blaziken in there at a good spot, so you could actually have the speed boost and be faster. And this you gotta protect your Scrafty somehow. So it's what the question is, what do you switch into? And do you Ice Beam? Do you Calm Mind? Do you Trick Room? I'm assuming this. I'm also just making something that's like this, like more attack heavy crest, which could very well not be. But yeah, I'd probably, if you want to switch to Politoed as well, then you can set up the Trick Room like I said earlier. Man, you did 0 chip. Okay, we're definitely not setting up. Oh, we are killing ourselves. And that makes the Fake Out chip even more important, because you could have done a decent amount more damage to this Cresselia, but bye-bye Star Actor. And we tried to okay. The Encore, I respect the Encore here, just in case the Scrafty did switch in, stay in. We would have obviously held it hostage. But Like I said, I just didn't think the Scrafty was going to stay in. And this is going to do a little bit of chip. Okay. But you did get the Cresselia low enough where our Nerf power threatens to KO this, which is nice. And the Hydreigon is just in a good spot because, you know, it's got Levitate to be immune to the ground type attack. And Landorus doesn't really get stabbed to hit Hydreigon. So Hydreigon's in about as good as a spot as it possibly could be. It's just... Now the question is, what do you do about the Landers later in like the Mr. Mime, with like the Mr. Mime or whatever? Like, what's the Mr. Mime gonna do? Okay, we're gonna go to Suicune. This is also good here. Cresselia, Ice, Psychic, and Ice Beam just kind of bounce off this Suicune, and the Scald or Ice Beam threaten to do big damage / 1-inch KO. We have seen Focus Edge Landorus before, so you gotta be worried about that. So, like, I wouldn't mind, like, a double. I mean, like, a double into this Landorus. It's, like, just try to get rid of it with, like... Okay, well, is this Mr. Mime actually gonna have an attacking move? Because I didn't see attacking move from it last week besides Gogoat, obviously. So that's... Yeah, I can't wait to see it just not attack again somehow. This Crest gonna... You can like switch Trick Room here. Just a Politoed and Trick Room. I think that's like relatively safe here. You would get speed control, or you can't really switch to anything that like would help for that. So I really don't mind a play like that. Okay, we're gonna switch into Scrafty here. Sludge Bomb does like not even half. We tried to Encore again. What did we try to Encore here? Did we try to Encore Ice Beam? I don't think that's like a high impact enough because like... I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go for Calm Mind here. Okay. So this is where things get... So this is where you can start actually put on real pressure with your monster with the Calm Mind. And this is... But now the Fake Out, you gotta deal with the Fake Out cycle again. Where like... This turn, Jack can Fake Out Suicune, switch to Mega MEN-etrics. And like there's not much you can really do about that because Mr. Mime has not been shown... to be threat on its own. So taking out turns for the Suicune kind of leaves Mr. Mime to be kind of dead. Maybe the Mr. Mime had screens last time. I don't remember. Maybe it did. I don't remember. But if it does, then that would be nice. But it's a pretty important game of chicken where, like we said earlier, if this Mr. Mime has a fairy move, this Crafty just dies. But does Jack want to play that game of does it actually have an attacking move or not? That's like a pretty risky game to play. You could Fake Out the Mr. Mime and switch into MEN-etrics if you want to as well, just to not even play that game. I wouldn't mind that. That's like a pretty decent play. But yeah, the turn really depends on this Mr. Mime's moveset. Okay, we're faking out the Suicune. Oh my gosh, where can you please have an attacking move? And why? Okay. Okay. Set up the Calm Mind. Okay, so the Suicune gets a second Calm Mind up. That's nice. And now the Mr. Mime can threaten to Encore the Scrafty again. So you kind of get a free turn with this. So with the Suicune, and you can. I'd probably start putting on offensive pressure here. And what is that pressure? That could be. I think 2 Calm Minds is good enough for now. I don't think you need a third. You can... I wouldn't be surprised to see a Protect from Landorus this turn, just so you can get a clean switch into something, because the Scrafty is afraid of Encore. So like, I would want to see something like... I probably just doubled the Scrafty spot with Encore, Scald. Yeah, Encore Scald is definitely the best here, I think. It'll KO basically everything. I mean, it'll do good damage to everything. And the only one that's like not that resist it is Politoed. But if you're switching it to Politoed, then that means you're boosting the skull damage even further. And the Politoed also can't threaten the Suicune. So I think doubling the Scrafty is like a very safe play here. Oh wait, I forgot the Landorus is Encore. You can just then you can Encore Scrafty and just water move the Landorus and just Scald the Landorus. I think that's like a super free play right here. I don't think you can risk really anything for doing that. Oh my gosh, this is so greedy. Okay, a third Calm Mind. That's a lot. Now, the Landorus is still Encored, and you did lose your leftovers, so, and took 30%, which is like a lot. And I don't know, like, I know Sludge Bomb's doesn't do that much on its own, but every time a Sludge Bomb like is decided to get clicked in this Suicune, you do run a 30% chance risk of getting poisoned, which is actually just like a really huge risk to go through, because then you can just like, then the Suicune's not this invincible wall anymore, it just like, kind of dies on its own. But what do you do next? Where do you send in here? Do you send in probably just the Blaziken here? I think the Blaziken's the only real mon I can see that makes sense here. Because fighting coverage, just fighting and type the Scrafty, there's like no real switch-ins for that. You can switch it to Intimidate Mon, which that's one possibility. Yeah, that's really it. And then Cresselia could probably live one, but then it just gets attacked again. But that's also, I don't even know if it's a good thing that Cresselia even lives an attack. I think it just probably just gets bullied the next turn. Yeah, but this is just now you're at 2.5. This is the freest Scald into close combat, or fighting type move, the Scrafty ever. If it's special, then your best fighting type, strongest one is Focus Splash, which is like dicey. But we'll see. We'll see what move he actually wants to click into here. Are we gonna get the poison? No. Okay, we're Hidden Power Ice. Okay. So this is Focus Sash again. So this was actually a really good coverage here, where the Scald was actually strong enough to take out basically anything there. So he actually just did this play better, where he was able to cover the Cresselia switch, because at 2.5 times Scald, actually Scrafty probably lives out with Assault Vest, but he doesn't want to take that risk. So this is actually a great call out, and now he was able to break the sash that we were alluded to earlier. And the Blaziken now has speed control. And another thing is that since the Landorus is Sash, you can't send in like a Swift Sim user now. Like you gotta like send in one Seismitoad, and then next turn like hard switch into Politoad in order to try to get any sort of speed control back, if that even is enough speed control. Okay, we're gonna get the MEN-etrics down. This makes sense. You're gonna intimidate the Blaziken, which may not even do anything because we saw Hidden Power. So this is at the very least mixed, and at the very worst just special. But a Thunderbolt can do good damage. Snarl can just mitigate damage. It's also not bad. But you can like just Hidden Power the Landorus again and like Scald. I don't really see like a play around that. I think that's like a really safe thing to do here, unless I'm missing something. You know, getting knocked off, not getting that leftovers chip anymore. It's just kind of problematic, because now this MEN-etrics can actually threaten big damage. Maybe you just like protect, honestly. Protect the does protecting Sweet can actually help you here? No, probably not, because then you have to, then the Landorus gets to do whatever it would want, which could be like Earth Power. Or is this the final turn of Encore? No, it's still one more turn of Encore. So you could like protect Suicune, and like I would just attack the MEN-etrics here. I don't think this Landorus does enough, to be like afraid of it, and I want to like whittle down this MEN-etrics as much as possible to get ready to KO with something else. I want to keep this Suicune safe, and like I said, this MEN-etrics, this Landorus is just not something I'm concerned about as of right now. Double Intimidate. Okay, so he did what instead of whittling down the MEN-etrics, he probably just doesn't have a move that does that well. Maybe he overheats the only thing he's got. But this is, I think both, this was like a good play from both players. Where this now you have the, since you protected, I thought protecting made a lot of sense there because the electric type move was coming. But now, what Jack did is that he made sure to have a way to apply free fake out pressure. Where now the Scrafty can now fake out electric type move the Suicune, and there's nothing Reed can do about it. But he could. I think this is a good spot to. I think this is a good time to fish for a double protect. I think you lose nothing for doing it. I don't think you can do that, or you can switch. I think this Suicune I think still has pretty decent value left in it. I kind of want to just go for the double protect. You could go to the Hydreigon. Is also another possibility where you can like prevent the electric type stab. But again, this is probably just Volt Switch. You're not even really getting switch advantage, so I actually just want to go for a double protect here. And if you have a fighting type move here, even as Focus Blast, I think you got to just go for it here. I think you got to start getting rid of the Scrafty. I think the Scrafty is just being really annoying right now. I think you got to start making progress and trying to do damage. This place can still at max special, not lost any special attacks. You can still do good damage. And it's gonna outspeed everything for the rest of the game. Wow, that did nothing. I'm gonna take a guess, and that's AB. Alright, see, like, this Protect I'm just not a fan of here. I think this Protect is just not good. Like, it doesn't get you anywhere. Like, if he's... I think the Blaziken was not the mon that was ever being threatened here. Because, again, the Suicune just protected, and the Suicune's the bigger threat, and it actually have a turn of vulnerability. I don't think you, what's it called, got enough out of this. If you just try to fighting type move the Scrafty dies, or even just like overheated or something, Scrafty would die here. Then the Suicune would have been way healthier, and then the what's it called? Then you wouldn't have to worry about this fake out stuff anymore. I am kind of surprised to see the Drain Punch over the. I guess you wanted, so you traded basically doing is that like an extra like 10%? No, maybe like an extra like 13% and gaining like 11% back to not flinch the to take 46% back, and that's a trade. I don't know. I don't think that was like the greatest trade ever. I don't think it was a bad trade, but the Suicune now is you can protect again with the Suicune, which is good. I think you can protect Suicune and just like attack the Landorus if you want, and then you're doing them so much mind games of, hey, if he switches back into the Mega MEN-etrics, and then you just got you again. They have like protect switch, or like, so like that's always something you got to be careful of. You can like, I think, dude, I want the Scrafty gone. I think it's being really annoying here. Again, you can like attack Scrafty, protect the Suicune. I don't mind that at all. You can really just... you can even convince me of attack. This is just, the Skull just isn't doing enough right now. And you know your Suicune's obviously going to be slower than the Landorus. This is tough. And this is tough for both sides, because if he just goes attack, the Gogoat Power Rangers, like, he attacks Crafty, attacks Landorus, and, like, you, like, try to switch with either of your Mons, you're taking, like, then you just kind of, you're just sacking another Mon, like, if you switch. But if he protects with Suicune and, like, just, like, attacks another, like, attacks, like, this Scrafty, for example, and now you just let another Mon go, and you just didn't get, and you got nothing out of this turn. This is just really rough. Okay, hidden power for 2%. Oh, and it's just, oh my gosh, that is a that crit is huge. That is a ginormous crit there. The Suicune stays alive for a bit longer, and that means the Scrafty is also down. So we have no more fake out pressure for the rest of the set. And now here's the thing with does Mega Blaziken get Grass Knot? Does Blaziken get Grass Knot? If it does, that would be really huge here, just so you can Thanos snap the Seismitoad. The Seismitoad, whose only job is to outspeed everything, is not even going to be able to do that well, because this Blaziken's been on the field and perfectly healthy for so long. The question is, what is this? We have seen Scarf Politoed both times already. So, like, the type of Coco, which theoretically is usually faster, may not be faster than the Choice Scarf Politoed. So that's something to be worried about. Okay, so I think this is gonna be very difficult here. If you send in a Politoed Seismitoad and it did have Grass Knot, you would just be able to Grass Knot the Seismitoad for, like, no repercussions. So what do you do here? Because you can't really switch the Blaziken out, or else the Seismitoad starts to, then you don't have the speed control anymore, unless you, like, want to protect some turns, which is definitely something you can do. So if you think I think you gotta let this Suicune faint. Just try to attack with something. I think Suicune's not gonna do much for anything else for the rest of the game. Suicune, you've done your job. The question is, you could switch into Tapu Koko. That may not be bad. Hydreigon's not bad either, if you think he's gonna do a water type move. I think that's, like, not a bad call. Maybe you switch it to Hydreigon here. Maybe it's Tapu Koko, but then you're buffing the MEN-etrics further, and then even the electric stab starts doing good damage to the Hydreigon. Maybe you switch into Hydreigon because it's better defensively, and since the Suicune has to faint, I'm gonna guess is gonna faint this turn. You can have the Tapu Koko at a healthier life total. I think that's, like, not a bad idea. So I think it's switch to Hydreigon and just try to scald the MEN-etrics, and then just get ready for the Tapu Koko switch. I understand the protect. I talked about it. Like, you don't want to lose, like, speed control on your Blaziken, and that's, like, but I don't know if this is gonna end up working out. If Blaziken does get Grass Knot and and Jack isn't ready for it, then, like, then you're in business here. We're gonna get a Scald. Okay, so the Volt Switch did happen first, which means this Politoed is not faster than 405 speed, which does that mean it's not Scarfed? Is it slower than max speed Scarf? That is the question. Let me just do the math. Okay, no. Scarf Politoed would still be faster than max speed MEN-etrics. Yeah. So we see Scald here. I think so if you send out Hydreigon, Tapu Koko obviously threatens to OHKO the Politoed. That's, like, obvious here. And if you do, if you have grass knot, you just like grass knot. If you grass knot the Seismitoad, and you send a type of Coco and just like electric type with the Politoad, and then like this game is like I think is over at this point. Again, I'm not gonna be talking about a move that doesn't exist anymore. But no, we're sending the Hydreigon here. And this Seismitoad, this Blaziken just kinda, we've only seen Hidden Power and Protect. So what are its other moves? That's, you would assume one would be Fire. Maybe you're doing bring Fire Stab because of the rain. It doesn't really hit anything. It's like Fighting Stab and who knows? And this Hydreigon. This Hydreigon is in a very good spot defensively here. It's just how much offense can it threaten to like 2-hit KO the Seismitoad? Can it threaten to kill it? 2-hit KO the Politoad? I think those are two pretty big benchmarks that you're gonna have to be worried about at this point. I think the Seismitoad is more threatening to the rest of your team than Politoad at this point, because the topical Cocos is still in the game, and like and that can get hit by a ground type move, so I think it's a bit more threatening at this point. Okay, we're gonna get the switch. That is there's no grass move, and the Scald is just gonna evaporate the Seismitoad. We're Draco Meteor, okay. So we were able to just actually KO the Seismitoad in one turn, and big thanks to Draco Meteor. The cost is that since the Blaziken died, this Hydreigon's at -2 for the rest of the game. So this is pretty big here. I think. Can you outspeed? And I did the math. If this is max speed Tapu Koko, you outspeed Scarf Politoad by 1 point. So that's pretty big here. Does Hydreigon get Earth Power? I don't remember. I thought it did. But I'd probably double protect this turn if I am the Gogoat Power Rangers. I want to sow another turn of rain. I think rain's obviously bad for you. And you just get a bit more data on what the opponent has. Like, if this Politoad gonna lock into Ice Beam? Is this if it is Choice Scarf, and like, is this Mega MEN-etrics trying to like maybe Snarl or something? I think that's like good information to have, and because I think the Hydreigon and the Tapu Kokos are a bit more predictable than these two mons. And obviously, if it's potentially Choice Scarf, the information gets more tangible. And that is a big Thunderbolt, and we're trading Thunderbolts here. And this Earth Power is going to do a bit half. And now, and I think, and this Earth Power does 2-hit KO now at this point. So I think, unless barring, I don't think Mega MEN-etrics gets Dazzling. There's no way this thing gets Dazzling, right? And Dazzling Gleam surely wouldn't KO Tapu Koko. So I think this may just be it at this point. Okay, we're gonna. I think the Electric Train is actually helping the MEN-etrics more than Tapu Koko at this point, I think. But we'll see. Thunderbolt does KO. Earth Power. Alright, so the MEN-etrics needs to either get a Paralyze or somehow have a way to one-shot this MEN-etrics, or this game's over. And we're protecting for literally no reason at this point. Okay, I was gonna actually start crying if this was gonna get a full Paralyze, but the Gogoat Power Rangers have done it. He has defeated the evil of his twin brother, a large part to being able to successfully set up with Suicune and keep it safe for a long enough period of time. And congratulations to them for the first win this season. And I'm gonna be very worried about whoever fights the manly MEN-etrics next, because it may be time to lean forward to my chair and try hard mode for him after one loss. But that's gonna do it for me. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.